There were three great loves in Harry Greb's life: wine, women, and whipping someone's ass. He was boxing's original bad boy, a fighter known for his courage and an endless reservoir of stamina. Greb was nicknamed the Pittsburgh Windmill, and his fighting skill was just that, a cyclone of fists, elbows, and low blows. At only 5'8" and in his prime just over 160 pounds, he took on all comers, from the middleweight all the way up to the heavyweight division, all in search of an elusive world title. He would ultimately win the American light heavyweight title and the world middleweight title after scoring over 200 consecutive wins. But what Greb wanted most was to become heavyweight champion. Jack Dempsey was the heavyweight champion at the time, and Greb would constantly ask Jack Kearns, his manager, for a shot. Kearns would laugh at the notion. Greb would be outweighed by over 30 pounds. But one day, Greb arrived at Dempsey's training camp and made the same offer to the manager. "I want my shot at Jack Dempsey." Kearns wanted to have a little fun and decided to let Greb spar with Dempsey for a few rounds, hoping that Greb would see the silliness in his proposal. And the fact that the bout would be competitive turned out to be a silly one, only not in the way Kearns thought. He could only watch helpless as Greb gave Dempsey such a beatdown that the session would be called to a halt in the third round. Dempsey would never give Greb a shot at the title. Instead, Greb would take on future Dempsey nemesis Gene Tunney and give him the beating of his life as well, bloodying up the fighting Marine and handing him his first ever loss. Part of Greb's appeal to the fight fan was not only his ability, but the fact that he was a meteor, someone who passed through the sky and had to be relished while it was there. It was on a rainy day when Greb was driving across a hill, and in front of him were two farmers blocking the road with their wagons. They were arguing. Greb jammed on his brakes and his car flipped over twice. He would survive the crash with a broken nose, but he needed to have an operation on the bone near the base of his skull. Greb was wheeled into the operating room, talking about his future fights, rematches with Tiger Flowers, Gene Tunney, maybe even Jack Dempsey. But he lapsed into a coma after he was placed under the anesthetic and would die on October 22nd, 1926. It wasn't until his death that Greb's secret was finally revealed. That throughout over 268 fights, 2,250 rounds fought, one of the greatest fighters who ever lived was blind in his right eye.